Hey guys, Rilhon here. Hope you're all having a great day. I wanted to start this off by thanking you all for 5,000 subscribers. What an awesome milestone. I'm so incredibly grateful for you all. I really appreciate all of your support all these years. And I thought I would commemorate this milestone by doing another Q&A. It's been a few years since we did the last one. I think it was in like 2021. So this will be a pretty chill video. I'll just put on some unrelated Minecraft music or music gameplay in the background. And I'll just read the questions. So I hope you enjoy and thank you guys very much again. Alright, first question from El Caratino. When did your love for ocean liners start? I think it was I was about 12 or 11 maybe. Probably 11. My friend who had a boat and he was very interested in the ships and stuff, so he got me into that. And shortly after, maybe it was Titanic first, we both were interested in. After that, I watched a movie. I watched a lot of clips on YouTube at first. Then I built my first Lego Titanic, and then it just went from there. I wasn't really that into ships, like super into ships for a few years after that. I think in like 2020, I want to say, is when I got back into it, like properly. Okay, Pepsi Maxis, what got you started in ships? So yeah, it's sort of related to the same question. I have been building Minecraft ships almost like since the beginning of my enthusiasm for ships, but I got back into it in 2020, I believe. I uploaded a video of the Olympic class, those three ships, and I saw that it did really well, so I decided that, hey, let's do some videos, and then it just grew from there. Jean-Pierre Lamy says, what's your future plans to the channel? Not really have any. I don't really have any. I just want to continue doing what I'm doing. Right now I'm working on my White Star Line fleet project, but after that I'd like to do the Swedish-American line. That's something I like to do. And maybe like some QnA ships, but I don't really want to do all QnA ships, but maybe some German ships as well. We'll see what happens. Also from Sean, what do you think about the German Norddeutsche Lloyd? I'm not too familiar with it, but I like some of their ships, like the Bremen, for example. I love Bremen. She's one of my favorite ships of all time, and Europa as well. Also from Sean, how do you organize your days to stream? How do you organize your days to stream? I'm not really sure what you mean, but like I put my streams at the end of the day at 8 o'clock for me, roughly 8 p.m. That's the most fitting time for me, and it's regular. And I do them. I don't keep them super regular. I try to do them like every other day, but it depends on if I have time, which I've had now the latest year and the latest 3 years because I've been studying. But now in the future, I probably won't have as much time, sadly. And then finally, from Sean, what do you think about ships? Pretty cool. Not gonna lie. From Shadow9x_x, have you ever built a warship in Minecraft? Yes, I have built 2. I don't think I built more. I think I built 2. So I built a Visby class corvette. It's a Swedish warship. Pictured on screen here. I hope I remember that. I've also started work on the Vasa, the Swedish warship from, I believe, the 1600s, or no, yeah, 1600s, I believe it is, which is of course preserved today in Stockholm, Sweden, and one of the most well-preserved museum ships in the world. I've never finished it though, so I should do that one day. Bobby Loves Cats 1234 says, have you thought about building the Empress of Britain 1930? Yes, but that's a future project. I need to finish the Empress of Ireland first, but yeah. We'll see what that happens. Ruben Bricks says, will you make cargo ships like the SS Corinthic from White Star Line? I will do Corinthic. I think it's not much like further from where I am right now. I'm working on the Cymric right now. Yes, she's pronounced that way. It's spelled Cymric, but it's pronounced Cymric. Will you make... Yes, I probably will make her, but probably like a couple of months. We'll see. Also, she wasn't really a cargo ship. She was like a mixed thing. Alex Personal 07. Top 3 regrets regarding YouTube. I don't really have that many. I do regret not starting earlier, and also I like doing it not full time, but you know what I mean, like I'm doing right now. I wish I did this earlier, and I really put a lot of focus on the channel earlier. I also regret deleting a bunch of videos. Like I wish I just privated them. Some of them I'm not proud of and I don't want people to see, but I at least still wish I privated them. I used to have a channel back in like 2012, which would have been monstrously cringe for anyone to watch, of course. But I still wish I kept the channel and like made all the videos private. I just deleted everything, and I really regret that. So people, don't delete your stuff. Keep your stuff, so you can go back and cringe at it later in your life. But it's nice to just have the option. You can reminisce about what you did in the past. Also from Alex here, what is your favorite jam, if any? I like strawberry jam, I kind of vanilla like that. In Sweden we have something called lingon berries, which is pretty nice. Although that's not really, you don't really have that to, like say pancakes. You have it to meatballs and potatoes, for example. So lingon probably isn't my favorite, but it's pretty good. I do like raspberry jam as well, and blueberry. I can't pick, sorry. From Alex again, do you like the schooner Devaden? That should hopefully be up on screen right now, and I have a picture of it here, and it's cute. It's a lovely little bean, very small. Okay, from Alex here, once more. What are your future dreams for YouTube? I want to reach 1 million subscribers. I want to go to LA, walk the red carpet. I want to be invited to, I want to be a part of YouTube Rilhon. MC Shipbuilding 216 says, when are you doing the Balin trio, Imperator, Fatherland and Bismarck, and finishing the Lusitania and Mauretania? I will probably do the Balin trio when I get to the Majestic, which of course is what the Bismarck was renamed to during my White Star ship series. I figured that I'll just do all three at the same time, build them side by side. That's gonna take a long time, but I gotta do them eventually. And I've been really wanting to do them for a long time, especially the Fatherland, so that's gonna be nice. I'm looking forward to that. I also, of course, will build Lusitania and Mauretania, and I will finish them. That will be after the White Star series is done, though. So that will be probably a while, but I will do them. Gonzalo OPRZ says, what's a ship you love but can't make in Minecraft because there aren't plans? Right now, I don't really know of any off the top of my head, but that's always been the case with White Star ships for me, like, and still to an extent, some of them. Like there are still quite a few White Star ships that we don't have plans of, like the first Tropic and Asiatic. So probably them, to be honest. Batista Tria says, where do you find plans of ships? And that's kind of tied to that. The best way to get plans is just to become friends with what I call plan dealers that have all these plans and are willing to share them. Other than that, use Google, and I know that's not going to be super helpful for most plans, but join several Facebook groups. There are a couple that are great at that. You can join certain Discord servers and stuff like that. Connect with people. That's what you need to do. Empress Victoria, what's your top 10 liners? So my favorite is of course Olympic. I'm very basic in that regard, but I just love her history and how she looks. She's just amazing. My number 2 is the Georgic, the MV Georgic of 1932. She is just absolutely gorgeous, like both exterior and interior wise. I admire White Star for being bold the only time in their existence. She has such striking Art Deco interiors. I just love her. The third one, I would have to say the Bremen of 1928, the German one. I mean, all were German, but yeah, I think she's lovely. Has a lovely exterior and a very nice interior as well. I just really, really like her. And Europa as well, I guess. We can have them share the spot. Number 4, I'll have to say probably Queen Elizabeth, the first one. I just love her exterior so much. And I also really like her interior, even though I think her interior in many ways is... Queen Mary's interior is a bit better, at least her layout, or maybe not layout, but like some of the rooms are a bit more nice, epic on Queen Mary. The 5th one, I'll have to say, is probably the Big 4. If I had to pick one, I would say Adriatic is of course the best one, so Adriatic, Big 4 would be the 5th one. 6th one, I'll have to say maybe Majestic, the first one. I really have grown to love her and Teutonic. I kind of prefer Majestic, but yeah, they're beautiful ships. They're very well balanced. They have gorgeous interiors. Exterior is very nice as well. There's a lot of White Star ships in here, isn't there? Next one is Mauritania. I would have to say I love Mauritania. I've grown to love her recently. And Aquitania. I can't decide which one I like more. I think I prefer Mauritania very slightly, but Aquitania is very special to me. She is absolutely gorgeous. So both of those I love. Lusitania is also kind of nice, but I don't like her as much as them. Other than that, I think Britannic, the second Britannic, the Titanic sister ship, I'm a really big fan of. She has gorgeous interiors. She was a great upgrade from Titanic, except for gantry davits, which I think take away from her look, in my opinion, but they're still cool. So the another ship, maybe the Queen Mary? No, Normandy and then Queen Mary. That would have to be. Normandy just speaks for herself, honestly. I don't really need to justify her. She's just one of the most gorgeous things ever built. And Queen Mary, of course, she's absolutely lovely. So yeah, those are my top 9, 10 or 11 ships. I don't know. Empress Victoria also says top 5 celebrity crushes. Danny DeVito 5 times. Empress Victoria also says, who do you look up to the most? Probably my mom and dad, honestly. That's a pretty cheesy answer, but it's true. They are just some of the best people in my world, so probably them. I don't really have a more creative answer. Like, there aren't really that many people in life I look up to, like celebrities. I don't really see a point in worshipping celebrities, so or famous people or anyone in general. People that do a lot of good in this world, I guess, would be the ones, but I don't really find any on the top of my head right now. Victoria also says, where do you see your channel in 5 years? Probably not much different. I probably continue doing what I'm doing. I wonder if we can reach 10,000 subscribers in 5 years. Oxyverse, or Darcy. If you were a root vegetable, which one would you be? I would be a... What is a root vegetable? Are carrots root vegetables? Even if they aren't a carrot. Darcy again, what's your favorite Hunger Games character? That one's pretty easy. That's Haymitch for me. I love Haymitch. He's just iconic. He is the ultimate mood, but at the same time he has a lot of tragic backstory with his entire family being killed in the second quarter quell. I just love Haymitch, and I love I love his arc in the main series, how he's like comes back from the abyss, and Katniss and Peter are the ones that sort of help him become a better version of himself, pretty much. So that's my answer to that. Darcy again, any future Dooku 200 collabs? Yes, there's one, and we're gonna do a 3-1 scale Normandy. There we go. Darcy again, any future Let's Plays of other games? Probably yes. I only really do them if I want to. Like, I will in the future do Let's Plays of like THG, Titanic Honor Glory, or Alpha and Demo 4-1. We'll see in the future. I haven't really posted much to my gaming channel in a while now. I don't know if it's been a year, like at this point, maybe like half a year, but if anywhere, I'll probably post them there, unless they are Ocean Liner related. Alex, again here from earlier, what's your... I don't have these in any particular order, so Alex, what's your top 5 movies? So, yes, my favorite movie of all time is Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. It's absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite... It is my favorite movie of all time. I don't know what to say about it. It has it all. Second one might be like Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. But let's say I don't get to repeat franchises. So let's say that's my favorite Star Wars movie. My second favorite movie then might be Raiders of the Lost Ark, the first Indiana Jones movie. I just love that one. And I love, I won't say all 5. I don't love all 5. I love the first 3, and then the other 2 are fine. While I think there's a lot more heart in The Last Crusade with Indiana's dad, I do prefer the first one overall. I think it is a little bit better. So Raiders of the Lost Ark is my second. Then the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy is probably on the third place for me. Absolutely love those movies. I recently did a extended edition marathon in the cinemas watching them. You should have that on your bucket list. That is one of the best like movie-going experiences you can have, in my opinion. So heavily recommend, if your local cinema ever show them or like rerun them, go and watch them. Just do it. It's so good. It's so good. So that's 3. What else? I don't know if any Marvel movies are my favorite of all time. I am a really big Marvel fan. Maybe like my favorite Marvel movie is probably Infinity War or The Winter Soldier. Either of those 2, I guess, can be up here as well. And then my 5th one would be probably Titanic, James Cameron's one. I'm sure there's a lot more movies I missed. I'll regret this answer later. Alex again says your most embarrassing moment. There are many. You know how you remember all these embarrassing moments you've done in your life, and so like very randomly your brain is like, oh hey, do you remember this really embarrassing moment that happened like 10 years ago? Oh, you're gonna relive it now for the rest of your day. Like it's gonna replay in your head, and you're gonna cringe at yourself. I have a lot of those. Like I've had a couple of times when I was doing like a presentation and I forgot what I was gonna say, so I was really awkward and silent for a few seconds. That was awful. I think there's some embarrassing moments when I've like accidentally, I think I threw like a wooden block to my friend at in kindergarten or daycare or whatever, and I accidentally hit one of my other friends, and everyone looked at me. It was really embarrassing. Like in hindsight, it's not really that bad, but it's just one of those moments that stay with me, and it's just awful. And then another time is like we were in the school's big like I don't know what it's called, presentation room. I forget the word, but we were in a large thing. It was like a political debate, and then one of my former friends, he like interrupts everything, and everyone looks at, I was sitting next to him, and everyone looks at him and me because I'm sitting next to him, and it's just the most embarrassing moment. He was saying something to one of the people debating up there, and I'm like, dude, shut up, I want to get out of here. Alex again, happiest and saddest day of your life. Happiest, I don't really know. I guess like the birth of my son. No, I'm just kidding. My bloodline ends with me. Going on vacation with my family a couple of years ago. Like in general, vacations is when I'm the happiest in life. And going skiing. We used to do that a lot more in the past, but we haven't really done that too much recently, in recent years. But which are sadly very few and far between these days, so that's that. Then saddest, I guess, is when I've experienced some loss of my family members, when my 2 granddads and my grandma passed away. I mean, not same day, but yeah, 3 different days. Those were certainly some of the worst days of my life. SS Oceanic, what would you do if when okay, so he said yes would go? Well, good question. I would say would be with he go to without when he. Shawnee says, can singularities not hidden behind an event horizon known as naked singularities arise from realistic initial conditions, or is it possible to prove some version of the cosmic censorship hypothesis? Yes and no. La Galaxy or Grayson asks, if you were a worm, would you still do live streams? And the answer is yes. I would channel all that spice that I produce on my home planet of Arrakis, and I would channel it and create an artificial live stream in my head, and it would be all in my head, and everyone would think I'm crazy. Grayson also says, if you could save one ship from their fate besides Olympic, what would it be? I love that you specified Olympic, because that's one I would choose. I guess I just picked the next ship on my list. Georgic. I think it's really interesting, and yeah. Well, actually maybe not Georgic. I might just pick Normandy, because she's one of the most impressive ships ever built in my opinion, and she would be an experience to be sure. So probably Normandy instead of Georgic, but Georgic's a close second. But yeah, Normandy probably. Owen Gifkins asks, between the 3 Olympic class liners, which one is your favorite? Well, I've said before that Olympic is definitely my favorite of them. Britannic comes next, and then Titanic. Titanic is just because she's so oversaturated. Everyone talks about her. She's been talked about to death. But I still like her, of course. But it's just she's not my favorite. Olympic because she has the most interesting story. She truly was amazing towards her end. The green staircase and those new suites and all that. I just love her. And Britannic is also great. We talked about her earlier. Owen also says, what is your favorite part about building ships? I'd have to say, like in the early stages when you're doing like the basic stuff, so hull can be nice, but then like superstructure, laying out stuff, outlining the funnel, the lifeboats, all the deck houses, and stuff like that. Layouts in general is really fun, in my opinion. And then finally, Owen, what is a block or feature that you wish could be added to Minecraft that would be useful for making ships? Quartz walls. Walls for all blocks. I would love wood walls as well. Wood walls, quartz walls, more stairs and slabs colors. I would like blue and green stairs and slabs, and just more in general. That would be nice for wool and stuff. Terracotta even. Maritime Nexus. What is your favorite food from other cultures? Like obviously I haven't really been outside of Sweden that much. I've been to Greece, to Italy, to Spain. So yeah, pizza. Like of course we have a lot of like relatively Swedenified food, such as like, well, Thai food, Chinese food, Indian food, which is all really nice. So I guess them. Maritime Nexus again, will you ever build a Chandler's liner or a liner from Miami from the 80s? I would love to build a Chandler's liner. I don't know if this counts, but I want to build the Australis or the former SS America. Also from Maritime Nexus here, do you see yourself continuing shipbuilding in the far future, 6 to 7 years from now? Why did you have to say that? We'll see. I don't know. Maybe. I expect I'll still be like into ships, but I don't know if I'll be playing Minecraft then. We'll see what happens. Duke200 asks, would you still love me if I was a worm? That is a big assumption that I love you now. SS Oceanic says, if you weren't interested in ships, what would you be doing now? I would probably have some other hyperfixation. Maybe I would be more into Lego still. I used to be very much into Lego in the past. Or maybe I would be more into trains, because that is like my second. I wouldn't say like I'm super into trains, but that's like the big thing after ships. So I guess that probably. Or maybe I'd just be doing something actually productive in life. Who knows? The 1001-1863 asks, out of every ship built, which one would be your true single favorite out of all of them? I would have to say my current ongoing work in progress 3-1 scale Olympic. It is the most detailed model I've ever made, and I'm incredibly proud of it. And yeah, I just thrive working on it. Although right now I don't have much motivation for it, but hopefully in the future, very soon. Ethan Simper asks, would you ever build sailing ships like the HMS Victory or the Queen Anne's Revenge? Sure, anything is possible. I built some sailing ships recently, even though they're not like, I guess, quote-unquote proper sailing ships, because I built the early White Star ships, which all had sails, but of course they also had boilers and engines and stuff. But I built the Pommern in the past, and I absolutely could build some more proper sailing ships. We'll see what happens. Yeshua, RAMRZ, do you like the MV Britannic of 1921? I love the MV Britannic of 1921. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't put it in my top 10, because it deserves a spot there. Maybe I'll put her next to Jordic. I love them both. Jamie Luber asks, what's your favorite ocean liner other than any White Star or QnA ship? Okay, I mentioned this earlier that I wanted to build some Swedish American line ships, but yeah, I love the Swedish American line and their ships. Probably my favorite ship of theirs is the Stockholm from 1941. Or there were actually two very, very similar ones, but I love those two. The Stockholm 2 and 3, those are great. Sadly, they weren't around for very long. And that's the end of the questions. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you tune in to my 12-hour stream later. I don't know when exactly that will be, but soon. I will see you then. Take care. Bye for now.